Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for September 25th. In 1825, Hayden Edwards arrived in Nacogdoches and posted notices to current landowners that they must present evidence of their claims or forfeit to new settlers. He had received his impresario grant from the Mexican government on April 14th to settle 800 families around Nacogdoches. His demand offended established settlers and led to the Fredonian Rebellion. Edwards fled Texas and lost his contract. He returned during the Revolution against Mexico and lived in Nacogdoches until his death in 1849. In 1839, King Louis Philippe of France formally recognized the new Republic of Texas by signing a treaty of amity, navigation, and commerce. He promoted Dubois de Saligny to charge d'affaires and sent him to Texas to establish the French legation. In 1867, Oliver Loving died of gangrene at Fort Sumner in New Mexico. Loving had brought his family to Texas in 1843 and by 1855 had settled in Palo Pinto County. He partnered with Charles Goodnight to drive cattle from South Texas to Fort Sumner, and the route became known as the Goodnight-Loving Trail. In his last drive, Loving and a scout went ahead to contract bidding in Colorado and were attacked by Indians. Though seriously injured, he made it on his own to Fort Sumner, only to die there. He was buried at Fort Sumner temporarily while Goodnight completed the drive. Upon Goodnight's return, Loving's body was exhumed and returned to Weatherford, where it was reinterred on March 4, 1868. Although author Larry McMurtry has suggested otherwise, the epic tale would seem to be the basis for Lonesome Dove, which is an amazing story. Highly suggested if you have not either read or watched it. In 1902, the Southwestern Soda Fountain Company in Dallas changed its name to the Dr. Pepper Company. The drink, a combination of extracts and sweeteners first made at Morrison's Drug Store in Waco, had become popular in 1885 and was called Dr. Pepper. The Southwestern Soda Fountain Company purchased the rights to produce and sell the syrup in 1898. In 1950, the period after Dr. was officially deleted. Dr. Pepper merged with the 7-Up Company in 1986 and moved manufacturing operations to St. Louis, but its headquarters remain in Dallas. Or, I guess it's Plano now. Or Frisco, one of the two. In 1923, in Williamson County, Ku Klux Klan member Murray Jackson was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his role in the kidnapping and beating of Robert Burleson, a white traveling salesman who had defied a KKK warning to leave town the previous spring. Burleson presumably had been involved with Jackson's girlfriend. By the next February, 2 more of the 4 men involved were also convicted. This was not a KKK black issue, but it was a conviction of a KKK member in a county where the KKK was strong. The district attorney was Daniel J. Dan Moody Jr., who, at least partially due to his role in the case, would become the Texas Attorney General and later governor. In 1931, noted ornithologist Henry P. Atwater passed away. Atwater moved to Texas from England in 1889 and had a long career as an ornithologist and conservationist, including serving as president of the National Audubon Society. The Atwater prairie chicken and their refuges are named for him. Oh, okay. And in 1937, football star Davy O'Brien started his first game as quarterback for the TCU Horned Frogs, which is a 14-0 loss to Ohio State. TCU went 4-4-2 that season, but in 1938, with O'Brien at quarterback, TCU became national champions as they were undefeated and beat Carnegie Tech University in the Sugar Bowl. O'Brien was a unanimous All-American and first player to win 3 major awards, the Heisman, the Walter Camp, and the Maxwell, in the same season. He played 2 years for the Philadelphia Eagles and was named All-Pro and Rookie of the Year in 1939. He quit professional football at the end of 1940 to work for the FBI and later in land development. O'Brien is a member of the NFL and College Football Halls of Fame. In 1977, the Davy O'Brien Award was founded in his honor and given annually to the nation's top collegiate quarterback. O'Brien was born in Dallas in 1917 and died in Fort Worth in 1977. And that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for September 25th. I hope you appreciated that, and we will see you back here tomorrow. All right, y'all take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.